Hey everybody, welcome back. This is VNJ Reviews. As always, this is Vin.
And this is Joe.
On this episode, we just saw one of the best looking endings to the episode where we had Vegeta, we're calling him Royal Blue Vegeta, and Goku, Super Saiyan God Blue Goku, and Kaioken walking towards Jiren. We are going to tell you why there is absolutely no chance yet for Vegeta and Goku to do anything to Jiren. It might seem like they do have a shot here because now we're seeing them in the strongest states that we've ever seen them in. It is clear that their fighting power and their techniques are growing exponentially as they're fighting. It seems like they're replenishing. They're getting these boosts. I mean, Vegeta is in this royal blue form now. We're going to talk about that in another episode, what that's all about. And Goku is now powered up, Super Saiyan Blue God form with Kaioken, and they're walking towards Jiren, who has been shown now to have a couple little weaknesses here and there, but the fact of the matter is they have absolutely no shot here. There is no way they're going to defeat him, and in fact, they might not even be able to do much to him, and we're going to explain why that's the case. And we're going to basically use the show as the evidence. We're going to, as we always do in this channel, and one thing we think is really important is context. Character comments. What are the characters saying? That stuff is so important. We're not just going to give you our own thoughts, but what is actually going on to give you a logical conclusion to why it is the case that, in fact, Jiren is going to manhandle these two, even though we don't want him to yet, but that's okay. We still have 7 minutes remaining. First off, we're going to start with some of the low evidence and work it up to the high. Jiren, Goku laid down those energy mines, those God form blue energy mines, which was actually a pretty cool move. I was probably, I thought it was a nice little new thing that they were doing. But if you were watching carefully, what you saw Jiren doing with those God form mines was strolling through them like he was in a meadow in the summer and there was dandelions all over his feet. They did nothing to him. He literally was just walking through them as if they were nothing to him. And so this is an important setup because this is the guy we're dealing with, but it goes even further than that because as Jiren is rising his energy and as things are happening, we're getting important statements from those who are sitting in the stands watching this battle who we need to listen to carefully.
So Jiren is coming back from almost being eliminated and walking through the mines, and then he actually starts to power up, and we get to actually see a red aura around him. And the Supreme Kai from their universe actually comments, "What a fierce energy." Then Belmont continues and says, "I sense a rise in Jiren. I haven't seen a rise in Jiren like this in a long time." Just showing that he is actually starting to get a little bit serious here. He's actually powering up somewhat here. And then we get to actually see a nice little battle between Goku and him. But then Jiren does a punch to Goku, and Goku is stunned by it. He can't believe it. You actually even get to see his face like flare up a little bit from the force of this punch. And everybody else seems to be pretty stunned about it. And Belmont actually comments, he is finally showing a hint, just a hint, of his real power. Krillin asks, what was that? And Supreme Kai tells him, it's nothing to be shocked by. It's just a simple punch for Jiren. Just a simple punch. This was something that seemed like it was like a supercharged attack, almost like what Piccolo does when he does the special beam cannon. But all he did was a little punch for him. So just imagine, like, if this is just a punch, if he actually powers up and starts really attacking, what the power must be behind those punches once he actually powers up. And then also he continues on to actually start punching Goku more, and Goku's in his base and he's just having to take it. He can't do anything against it. And he actually makes a comment saying, I have never been hit by such a strong attack before. So this is one of the strongest attacks that Goku has ever been hit by, and still, according to the Supreme Kai, it's just a simple punch for Jiren at this point.
Which ultimately means that Jiren has a lot more left in him. And if he's only showing, as Belmont said, a hint of his real power, what Vegeta and Goku are going up against right now could be just such a small portion of what Jiren has. I mean, I remember when we placed Jiren on the chart, we put him at like an 11. And of course, we're just scaling it here and trying to give him a relationship to other people. That at first, many people are like, well, that's way too high. There may be indications that it's too low at this point. I mean, we're not going to say that we're changing anything up, but we did put an up arrow on him from the very start, really, because we felt like we don't know what his upper limit is, but his upper limit might be insanity, because if he's just hinting and he's punching Goku, who has been in just an uncountable number of fights, and that was the hardest hit Goku ever took. I mean, he literally said, I've never been hit by such a strong attack before, and that was a simple punch for Jiren. So we have Royal Blue Vegeta and Goku in God for Bloom Kaioken walking towards a guy who is just showing them a hint. There is no chance. There's no chance. I mean, you would hope there'd be a chance, but there really isn't. If he decides to even power up a little bit more, they're going to be completely overclassed. And that is everything we expect to happen. We expect Jiren to completely overclass the two of them, and they're going to have to bring more to the table than even what they have right now. You would think there's no more they can give. This has got to be everything. Well, it can't be everything, because if it is, it's over. Because not with a Jiren who's showing so much energy and so much power with just a small portion of what he really has. And everything is pointing to that. So ultimately, at this point, they don't really stand a chance, but that's okay, because there's more to come. This isn't the end. Obviously, we all know this. We know there's more to happen here, but expect to see the two of them basically get it handed to them.
And I do find it very cool that they are actually working together right now. This is something that you don't really expect from Goku and Vegeta, to actually start working together, fight as a team, even though that maybe they're not the best at it, but they're feeling it. They're knowing that they have to be working together. And once again, I mean, it's getting close to the end, and I'm not sure if there will be a Vegito moment, but if they are starting to work together, they're getting closer to maybe being okay with going Vegito. Who knows? And they might need it in order to actually fight Jiren. I mean, once again, he's only showing a hint of his power at this point, and we just don't see them at this point being able to beat him. We have to get something more from them, and we'll have to see in the future what that more will be.
And as always, go ahead and leave your thoughts below. What are you thinking right now? You agree that really there's not much they can do in this form right now? There's got to be more, because Jiren is going to just take it to them. Or do you think, you know what? No, maybe they're going to be able to start doing something here, regardless of this just being a hint, and regardless of these being simple punches, they're actually going to be able to take Jiren, and bring it to him a little bit. So what are your thoughts? Go ahead, leave those comments below. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. We love having you guys along with us. We hope you enjoyed this one. This is Vin.
And this is Joe.
Until next time.